Hey there, class. This is lesson 2 in the mask animal thing that we're doing here. And if this started off being looking like a bison, it's looking less and less like one. And by the end of this this lesson, you'll see that it's going to look even less like a bison. But this is kind of the way I work, and I'm improvising this and doing something, turns into something else. Tomorrow or the day after, I'm probably going to actually try and do a real bison. I promise. So I'm not going to do too much voiceover here because it's really pretty self-explanatory. I'm not sure, what drives my thought here, but it's kind of doing a transformation. So I think that this might be a lesson just in allowing yourself some freedom to take it anywhere you want. I might say at this point that these things that started out looking like horns and maybe a forehead, I've decided to open the whole thing up and actually join them at the top so that this is starting to actually transform from something that was kind of organic that is now getting to be a little bit more, or as you'll see as it goes on, it's a little bit more architectural, but it still kind of doesn't lose some of the skull-like aspects.
poops every day.
Look, you can't expect to have a pet mouse and not have poops.
Yeah, but there are a lot of poops, unless it's inviting its friends. And like,
That's right, he's playing you for a fool. He goes to his friends and saying, "Yeah, I can't believe it. She loves me.
She thinks I'm cute.
She thinks I'm cute." So instead of a bison, I'm ending up with something that looks like it belongs in a coral reef, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here we are probably a couple of days after the last little clip. The clay has hardened up to the point where I can actually start to kind of deal with it more in terms of planes, and even the hardening up of the clay for me also suggests different ways of working it. So it actually the material itself really is quite suggestive in the way that it works in terms of what I want to do with it. So I might have one idea, but as soon as the clay gets hard and I can work it with like different tools, different things start to get suggested. So I would recommend that for you too, is to just respond to what the material wants to do. So here it's definitely starting to get more architectural, and probably if I continue with this, I'm going to put in some more kind of like the more bone-like aspects that I tend to like to work with. The other thing I should probably mention is about working on this scale, which is fairly small. It's interesting because when something is this small, it's sort of it's a little bit easier to visualize it as being big. So I look at this and I think of this as being fairly monumental. So you're kind of working on a different sort of an imaginative level, let's say. This was the bison's nose. So in conclusion to this clip, I want to say that I didn't get a bison here, but I might have gotten something else. But you're going to get a bison sooner or later. I promise. Okay? Bye-bye.